For some reason, I don't know why, the lighting just does not work in this part of the room, but that desk is such a mess, so I can't record it there. Point is, I finished Solo, and I have The Last Jedi to watch, which I've been debating whether I should watch it after Rise of Skywalker, so that way I don't go into Rise of Skywalker with a bad taste in my mouth, but I really should just get it done, because if I do that, then I probably won't ever get it out until like way later, which is not something I want to do. Remember how I talked about getting all those Critters reviews out, Jurassic Park, Home Alone, and never did any of those videos? Yeah. We're gonna get this done today. Last Jedi, Solo, both reviews going out today. I go see Rise of Skywalker 6 o'clock. And then I do like a first impression video, and then I go see it again, do a review, then I do a spoiler review, and kind of talk about my general blah. Point is, let's review Solo. I remember when Solo was coming out, and honestly, everyone agreed it looked like crap. Everyone was like, why are you doing a movie about Han Solo? Because we already, all the interesting parts about Han Solo's character wouldn't be what his backstory is, his long lost love, whatever crap they wanted to do. Phil Lord and Chris Miller were working on it, and I love their work. They wrote and produced, I believe, Spider-Verse. I know they wrote that movie, but they did not direct that one. But that is a really excellent movie, one of the best movies of the decade. Lego Movie, another one of the best movies of the decade that they directed. Climb with the Chance of Meatballs, the first one, is okay. It's I don't like that movie at all, honestly. It's pretty bad art style, but there are parts of that movie that are good. Climb with the Chance of Meatballs 2 is terrible, but Lego Movie 2, the second part, which they wrote, did not direct, which was pretty good. It wasn't on par with the first movie. It was still good. I actually own that movie on Blu-ray. I own the Lego Movie too. And then Lego Batman, which they had some involvement in, which was also really, really good. So, you know, when they were fired from it, I was pretty disappointed. And it was kind of weird because they also did Clone High, which is another good show. And you can find most of the episodes on YouTube. But the point is that when they were fired from that, I was pretty disappointed. And the reason was so stupid. It was because it was too comedic. Which is like, you hire people that have only made comedies, right? And they're making a comedy, and you don't like it? It's so dumb. So then they were more than halfway done with filming, and they reshot a bunch of crap, and that's why this movie became the first flop of a Star Wars movie, because they spent so much money on a film that nobody wanted or asked for. To do nothing. If they had made a more funny, comedic tone, I think a lot of people would have shown up to the movie, but that's not what happened. So I'm just going to review the movie we got and not talk about what could have happened, because honestly, yes, I am disappointed, but what we got isn't necessarily bad. It's not good either. I would just say this movie's okay. I don't like Han Solo in this movie. I think Alden Ehrenreich, however you say his name, is doing a fine job as Han Solo. But there's no depth that's added to his character. And if you're going to do a movie about Han Solo's backstory, there has to be something added to it. There's nothing added to it except that he had a girlfriend. Which we probably could have guessed on anyways, because Han Solo's kind of that charming, smug personality, you know. And Kira is a garbage character, honestly. She doesn't really add much to the movie. She's not interesting. And she's just kind of there to deliver a lot of exposition and get Han Solo to do some actions that I will not spoil, but they're kind of dumb. And I enjoyed everything after, after Kira and them split up. it is kind of a spoiler, but it's not going to ruin your experience of the film. She, she split up from Han, and Han Solo kind of joins the Empire, which, there's that stupid scene that everyone's made memes of and made jokes of. No people, huh? We'll call you Solo. It's so dumb. Like, why is that in that movie? I don't know. Who put that there? Honestly, I think that was for Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Maybe that's a hint to what the movie could have been like. I don't know, but regardless, after he meets up with Beckett, Rio Durant, and Val, it becomes like an episode of Firefly. And I freaking love Firefly. It's a great show. That whole show, all the characters in that show are really good. And the same thing with that. And so you got Chewie, and Chewie's like amazing in this movie. Chewbacca's like 10 out of 10, phenomenal. This is like his best movie appearance, honestly, I think, out of all the movies. Besides, like, maybe The Force Awakens. Honestly, I love him in The Force Awakens too. But he, those two, that group of characters working off each other is what this movie could have been. And then, spoiler alert, BAM! All those characters die within the scene. These great, interesting characters to give us a boring, useless story that doesn't really matter. It doesn't add anything to the Star Wars universe. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't develop Han Solo's character. It just gives us a boring story that's not fun to watch. And I don't like it. I wish that this could have been like a fun, I don't know, Han Solo and crew movie where he's working with this crew and then they eventually backstab him and then he somehow gets the Falcon, meets up with Lando. I don't know. They could have done something with that. I honestly wish they'd just make those characters a Disney Plus show. Because they're such good characters. Like Rio Durant, I don't know much about him, but he's interesting. I want to know more about him. Beckett, I kind of get an idea where he's coming from. I want to know more about him and Val and how they met and things like that. That could be interesting. Han Solo's backstory is not interesting. Lando, played by Donald Glover, is actually pretty good in this movie. Actually, I have his Black Series over there on my shelf. I'm looking at it right now. But he is great in this movie, and I love his performance. He's getting a Disney Plus show. I'm hyped as hell for that. I'm super excited for that. But the movie, for the most part, sucks. It's pretty poorly shot. Like, it's not an ugly movie. Well, it kind of is, because there are a lot of scenes that are overly muted colors. Like, it's really gray and brown, and it's just like, why is this so ugly? It's unbelievably ugly. Like, I don't know why this movie is so gray and it's just nasty. I don't understand why it's like that. And then the other thing that really sucks about this movie is whatever that droid is that is fighting for social justice rights. It's a freaking robot. I don't want to think about Star Wars robots not having rights, okay? Yes, it was brought up in the original trilogy, but it was just brought up as a line. It wasn't brought up as a major thing within the movie. In A New Hope, they go in the bar, and he's like, "No, I don't serve droids here." That's it. There's nothing more to it. I don't need this feminist robot fighting for robot rights in this Star Wars movie. This is not what I go to Star Wars for. This movie sucks. In my eyes, honestly. I like this better than Rogue One. I think it is a better movie than Rogue One. Because it has the same level of pacing. Like, it's not great pacing, but it has more interesting characters. More stuff that you could take and do more with. Besides what they're doing, I mean, Rogue One is just kind of a dumb story that didn't need to be made. And this is another dumb story that didn't need to be made into a TV show or a movie or whatever. But I liked parts of this movie. I liked Envy's Nest. I was interested in Dryden Voss. Maybe he could be a villain in a Disney Plus show. I don't know. But all this is interesting, and I like to see where this goes. But that being said, This movie's just okay. It's not a bad time. It's not a bad, horrible movie, but if you want to watch it, just watch it one time. One time is more than enough for this movie. There's nothing special about it. I'm not a major lover. I know there's people who love and hate this movie, and then there's a bunch of people who haven't even seen the movie, honestly. So, I don't hate this movie. I don't love it. I just think it's okay. I really wish we weren't in the time where everything's a love or hate. Like, why is it gotta be love or hate? It's just, if the movie's okay, it's okay. It doesn't have to be, wow, that's really good. Oh, being okay is good. Like, I've told, like, I'll go to a movie and they go, what'd you think of the movie? I'm like, it's okay. Oh, you didn't like it? Was it bad? No. It's like, I said it's okay. It's okay. It's that simple. It's not great. It's not bad. It's okay.